Hello everybody and welcome to another video of R&R Partners. My name is Ruxandra, I am managing partner of R&R Partners law firm. I am a registered attorney, member of the Bucharest Bar Association. I also have a PhD in law and I teach commercial law seminars at the Faculty of Law here in Bucharest. But enough about me, let's jump to the topic of today, which is religion in Romania. And I want to start with a very big disclaimer. We are a law office. I know it might sound a bit weird to talk about religion in Romania, but most of our clients are expats or foreigners who came to live here in Romania. And we found out that many topics are interesting for them as well. You'll also find on our channel various videos about immigration in Romania, visas, residency, citizenship. We deal with all of that. Also with company formation, taxes, but we also have a playlist regarding culture in Romania. We also discussed about places you can see in Romania, cities, holidays even. And to be honest, it's quite fun to make these videos besides the ones that just tackle the rule of law. And talking about religion in Romania was actually not our idea. We got comments in our videos a couple of times of people asking about religion here, how we celebrate certain things, so we thought it would be interesting to also make a video about this. Also, we are not experts on religion, we will just explain our own view of this as locals. And if you have more questions, if you saw our other videos, you will see that we do answer all of our comments. You can drop the comments down below and we will answer it for sure. Worst case scenario, when we cannot get into very much details, like we have people who ask us very long questions with very sensitive topics of law. Only in those cases, to protect the client's, attorney-client privilege and to also get into more detail with the person, we suggest for them to get a legal consult with us or to write to us at office@rrpb.ro so we can discuss the topic more. So, we made it very clear, we are a law office, we are not also religious experts, but we do have good knowledge and we can share our own experience with religion in Romania, being Romanians ourselves. First of all, you might already know, or you'll find out right now, the main religion in Romania is Orthodoxy. And this might sound a bit strange, especially for our US clients. They are not so familiar with the Orthodox Christian religion. Many of them have heard about Jewish Orthodoxy. In short, Orthodoxy means that we are closer to what was the rules in the Bible, to say so. Why? Because Orthodoxy and Catholicism were basically the same religion in the beginning. But during Byzantine time, we have split from them, so we are not Catholics. Catholic being the Christian religion, where we have the Pope, the Vatican, Rome. That's where the center of Catholicism is. And you might hear that Orthodox religion is still Christianity, but it is a bit more strict, to say so. For example, our priests will be all dressed in black, our churches are a bit smaller. A fun fact, many churches do not have chairs. It is considered that by standing in front of God, we are closer to God. Other differences, the Easter, right? Celebrating the Easter, we have a different date for Orthodox Easter than for Catholic Easter. Christmas is on the same day, the 25th of December, but other people who celebrate the Orthodox Easter might actually use the old dates, like Russian Orthodox and also Moldavian, the Republic of Moldova. They all celebrate Christmas on a different day according to the old calendar. But in all cases, we do have the same God, Jesus, the Virgin Mary. The saints are basically the same. But as I said, you might see that our churches look a bit different. And Mass is also a bit different. Speaking of which, like in the Catholic religion, for us it is a very big thing to go to the church, especially on Sunday. So on Sunday we have what we call in Romania liturghie. From my experience, I used to go to liturghie when I was a little kid with my mom. Now I don't do it that much, but if you go past Orthodox church On a Sunday morning, you might see a lot of people, so more people than on just a regular day. Speaking of which, many people are considering themselves Orthodox Christians in Romania, but it doesn't mean they go to church all the time. They might go to church, for example, when they celebrate their marriage, because in Romania, getting married in church is actually the norm. Not that many people go just to the city hall, although it has become more and more prevalent. Also, when you have a child in Romania, you might have a baptism again in church, and afterwards you just go to the restaurant and have a nice meal and maybe a party with everybody. And of course, when somebody dies, you might bury them in the graveyard of an Orthodox church. I mentioned people don't go to church all the time, especially this applies for the younger generation. But what about school, right? So in school, when I was little, everybody needed to study some sort of religion. There were very few people who were Catholics in our school. Those had a different teacher, but most of the people were actually taught the Orthodox religion. Nowadays, it's very common to opt out of religion in the sense that you don't want your kids to study religion in school. But many people still choose this subject. Why? Because it's very easy to get an A, or what we have in Romania, a 10, so the perfect score, and have your general average in school a bit higher. And going back to our churches, as I said, our churches are usually a bit smaller than the Catholic churches, and also inside you will only see frescoes, so pictures on the walls. It is an Orthodox thing not to have sculptures. I'm not pretty sure why, but it has something to do with the idea that you should not pray to anybody else than God, and it is considered that you are closer to God when you just see pictures of them, not sculptures. Our churches and monasteries are quite beautiful, so one of the most popular spots, if you are a foreigner coming here in Romania, you might already know, you can check out also the churches in various towns, but the monasteries, especially the ones in the northern part of Moldova. So Voronezh, Agapia, Moldovița, we have all sorts of monasteries that you can check out for free. And if you also want to stay for Mass, so see the celebrations on Sunday, you can do so. Nobody will kick you out of the church, of course. Or if you are in Romania for Christmas or Easter, you can go see how they celebrate it, what people do in the church, and the priests, of course. So it could be a very nice cultural experience. Again, entry in churches is usually free, but if you want to leave a small donation in the box, you can do so. Now, not everybody in Romania is Orthodox Christian. We also have Catholics, as I mentioned. We also have a population of Muslims, we have Jews, we have all kinds of people. But Orthodox is, I think, close to 90% or something. I'm not very sure of the percentage because when I did a bit of research for this video, some information online was contradictory. But you get the point. Most of Romanians declare themselves as being Orthodox Christians. Why is that relevant? Well, religion is quite important in Romania for another reason. As you might know, up until 1989, we were a communist country, so we were under a dictatorship. And in a communist society, religion should not basically exist, so they didn't want people to learn anything about religion in school. Fun fact, not even Santa Claus was considered to be Santa Claus, so Moș Crăciun, he was Moș Gerilă. They didn't want to associate anything, not even with the idea of Christmas. It was quite harsh. People were actually getting their children baptized in an undercover way to say so. They didn't want the authorities to find out. You could get in trouble for that. Getting married was also an important thing. You could not go to church basically for anything. Not to mention, one of the worst things that the communist regime has done in Romania, they have teared down many churches, so many beautiful buildings were torn down, they were demolished by the communists. And because of that, when the communists went away, we were a democratic country, many people went back to religion, they used it also to become closer to God, but also closer to their community and to their roots. And to sum it up, most Romanians are Orthodox Christians. most of us do go to church, but when it comes to most important things like getting married, the baptism of your child, or God forbid, when somebody passes away, we bury them in the cemetery of the church. And many of the young population, especially the ones in urban areas, do not consider religion as such a big thing in their lives. But when it comes to foreigners and expats, I do consider that churches are a great cultural experience. Go and check them out, see how the church is actually built, because many of them are very old and beautiful. They have beautiful frescoes. And make sure to visit them also to understand the Romanian society better. That's about it today regarding religion in Romania. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed our content. And up until next time, have a lovely day. Bye bye!